Hey guys, Iceman here, and this is my Frenzy Barbarian once again. A godly build. Now this one can do ubers if you play your cards right. It's certainly not the easiest character to uber with, but you get style points if you do, because you're not just the traditional smiter or even kick assassin. Smiters are a piece of cake for ubers, but there's less versatility with them. This Frenzy Barb, for example, can storm through legions of hell and murder them wave by the thousands, and it's a good time. Now don't make fun of me for this shit, okay? The fact that I'm using Lightsaber right now. Whatever. I have a Grief Phase Blade on my Paladin. I just didn't want to transfer it. Just a couple days ago I lost my Fortitude transferring. But thankfully one of you guys hooked me up with another. Yes. And a great hauberk as well. An epic armor. Now, check this out. 4,800 damage on my death. I remove it, 3,300. So you gain like 1,500 damage right there. And the minimum as well is bounced up, obviously. It's the good thing about calculated enhanced damage as opposed to just max damage. But max damage certainly has its place as well. Like, for example, look at this 3 max damage charm, okay? Now watch that 4,800 damage when I remove it. Yeah, it goes from 805 to 776. So you gain just about 30 damage from a tiny little 3 max damage bonus. Yeah, the multipliers really help, and Fortitude obviously enhances that, and so does Frenzy, and a few other skills like Sword Mastery, for example, have it maxed out. Now, I'm about to put one into Axe and one into Mace, I think, so I can screw around with other builds. I can put on this Stone Crusher and maybe a Schaefer's, maybe this Razor Edge. An Ethereal Razor Edge gives you a lot of style points as well if you put a Zod in it. But probably more useful would be the Ethereal Berserker Axe legendary or elite version, because what is it? Death's Cleaver is godly, and I have one of those as well, but not an ethereal one. And if it's not ethereal, it's gonna break a lot and do less damage, obviously. Now I know a lot of folks say to use G-Face, but this is for PVM, this build, and it's pretty fun having that survivability, all the bonuses this gives. Attack rating bonus, that shouldn't be overlooked. A lot of people just boast about G-Face's, what is it, Deadly Strike, which is only 15%, and Crushing Blow. But this, the attack rating bonus you get, significantly helps. And a nice faster hit recovery, of course, G-Face has that as well. But the skills, can't go wrong there. The bonus to strength and dex, the all resistances plus 30. Yeah, it's epic. 30 Rizal really helps. High Lords, it's hard to go with anything other than High Lords with a Frenzy Barb. But there are some options. Like a Atma's Scarab. If you have your breakpoints right, you might notice that High Lords doesn't even increase your attack speed. In which case you could use Atma's Amulet, and you could then take advantage of the Amplified Damage, chance to cast Amplified Damage, which is great to have, because Amplified Damage breaks their physical immunities in almost every case. Now that's another reason why I like this Frenzy Barb, because when you do finally get a physical immune, it's not nearly as annoying as when you get one when you're the Paladin, because you have Berserk, and you just put 1 point into it, and it's extremely devastating. Berserk just kicks their ass. It's amazing how powerful Berserk is with just 1 point in it. But you'll just chop down those physical immune monsters as if they were nothing. You kill them in almost as fast as you kill them with Frenzy, the regular non-physical immune monsters. So physical immunity is absolutely no problem with this build. And it doesn't cost you a godly item. all it costs you is 1 point into Berserk. And you will just beat their ass. Now, when you do have it in Berserk, you want to make sure... See, my Berserk is hitting with the Lightsaber, which is shitty damage. But if I were to have my Grief in replacement of it, which is what I generally do, you'll be berserking that damage from your Grief, which is pretty much the largest physical damage you're going to get in a one-handed item in the game. So there you go. Berserk is godly. Taunt is a very nice skill to have as well. So check this out. When you got these guys casting at you, you can just taunt them, and they just come right at you and recklessly attack. And their damage is reduced. Yeah, and I think I put maybe more than 1 point into taunt. But what's awesome with this is you don't have to feel bad about maxing it. And I might start bumping it up some, because it's actually a synergy, I believe, for Frenzy. Yeah, it is. 8% damage every point you put into it. So this build is nowhere near optimized. And I have all my max damage charms on my Amazon right now. But you need these attack rating charms. Earlier in the ladder, well, a few weeks back, a really nice attack rating Grand Charm fell. People chucked it down in the game. I picked it up, looked at it real quick. It was during a battle run. And I had a pretty full inventory, so I decided, screw it, I'm going to throw it down. Instantly, I regretted it. And someone else, of course, grabbed it and kept it. It was a really nice attack rating GC. Almost max attack rating. It had another mod as well. It might have had life, actually, which is a really nice bonus. But similar to the damage, you need those core numbers applied. You know what I mean? Because your multipliers, you're going to benefit significantly then, once your multipliers are applied. So you want those raw numbers. You want solid attack rating, not just percentage of attack rating with all your skills and stuff and items. Because watch this. Here's this 122 attack rating. And watch the bottom one. It's 10,400. You take it off. Oh, shit. It's not going to work with this one. Because, oh, I need the dex. That's why. Okay. So, here we go. 124 attack rating base gives me over 800 attack rating. So I go from 84% chance to hit to 83%. Another full percentage right there, just with 124 attack rating. Of course, Raven Frost, you get a ton of that as well. So you can go dual Ravens. I like String of Ears over Dungos generally, because you get that magic damage reduction, which shouldn't be overlooked, as well as the life leech. So you don't have to use Drax. We have enough life leech here. I got this one, 5, and then the 6. I think that's all I have right now. Yeah, so 11% life leech, not so bad. And of course it's diminished in hell difficulty. I forgot by what percentage. But then you don't have to wear Drax necessarily. And then you can go 350% damage to demons with Laying of Hands. And you get 20% increased attack speed. I use Laying of Hands over Drax in almost every scenario outside of Ubers, with my Zealer and my Barbarian, because 350% damage to demons is freaking godly, and you're going to make waste of them, and the Chaos Sanctuary is just loaded with demons. I think it's like 50 to 60% of the enemies in this game are demons, so, and all the bosses, I believe. And of course, the fire resistance on these things, that's sometimes overlooked. You don't get any resistances with Drax, of course, but the fire res on here, 50%, you don't have to worry about it anymore, basically. You don't have to try to bump it up with your little charms. If you're a different character who uses, like an Amazon, and use Spirit Shield, or if you're suffering from fire resistances, you can pop these on. It's not necessarily essential with this character, because a Barb basically doesn't generally struggle with the resistances, but still. I go from 59, obviously, I never have to worry about that. And then if I get Conviction applied by an enemy, it's going to be stacked by quite a bit. So you're always going to be pretty well off against fire damage. Yeah, so these gloves are godly, man. And they're cheap. I believe I have 3 pairs right now on this ladder, and they can be attained very easily. I mean, you could probably trade a lem rune for them in some cases. And just any decent, unique item. Titan's Revenge, something that's common, cheap, but useful. Vampire Gaze, High Lords, Dungos, all these sort of things. You can trade for them. Here you go. You got to find those ethereal armors, because you can e-bug them in your cube. You do the socket recipe in your cube with the armors in it, and it'll give it an additional 50% enhanced defense. It's a glitch, and everyone uses it. A lot of folks do anyway. Then you can make your mercenary armors out of them. Or a nice prudence that gives 1 durability per second, to where you can use it on a melee character or whatever. Yeah, but frenzy barbs are a blast. And here's another trick, is you put your frenzy not only on your left click, but on your right click as well. Because then when you hold the right click, it'll auto attack. So you don't have to keep clicking on them individually. You just hold it and go. Now here's an example where it gets kind of annoying. You don't really want to kill all these little guys. Of course, it's not taking long, but you can also have your 1-point whirlwind on your right click as well, so you can just go right through them. This helps when you're trying to kill Shank, for example. You can just whirlwind through his minions right to him and just start slapping the shit out of him. Now, I'll make another video where I'm using Grief, and I'll show you how epic that is, how godly the damage is of Grief, compared to this build. This build's kind of fun because Lightsaber, you get some style points, right? Plus, you'll get a lot of shit talked against you for using it. Lightsaber sucks while using Lightsaber. You must be a dumbass. Things like that. But it's kind of fun to use because you get the lightning absorb, you get more mana leech. I already have 7% from the death. That's all I need in this build, but sometimes the more the merrier. And yeah, the lightning absorb is awesome. It basically heals you if you have high lightning resistances. The chain lightning on attack is just kind of a fun stat. And of course it never breaks, just as the same applies to all phase blades. They just don't break. They don't have any durability. They're indestructible. So Lightsaber rocks. Well, what do you guys think about this build? Do you have a Frenzy Barbarian? And let me know if you have any experience using them. Like I said, it can do Ubers, but there's quite a discussion going on as to which combo is the best with the Frenzy Barbs. Now, Death is a ladder-only rune word, so you can't make it non-ladder. And it's one of the top contenders for Ubers because it gives you... Oh, somebody joined the game. I forgot what I called this game. Okay, I have a shield for trade. It's only... Most people don't want it. Most people laugh out loud and leave. But one person offered me an ist, and I refused it. Probably shouldn't have. Because it's a nightmare mode. It's not an elite. They want the elite, which is a vortex shield, and they want higher resistances. 20 is pretty low. Of course, they want to make exile in these. You're going to leave. His name is Anxious, and... Oh. He said that's nice. Probably doesn't want it. Let's see here. I'll go back to Frenzy now. But yeah, you'll be storming through these guys much faster if you're using the Grief combo, but I think I might hold off. Probably he's not going to want it. Just kind of looking to get rid of it now. But Death is a ladder-only rune word. Oh, he might do it. What if we give me an ist for it? So you want to make Death on the ladder, and certainly don't try to make it off the ladder. It just won't make it. You'll just have a bunch of these nice runes in nothing. Oh, looks like you might do an ist for it. There we go. Maybe I never trust anything until it's in the sack. The yeast isn't in the sack yet. Look at this. He's not going to do it now. Come on. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Look at this. Isn't that annoying? He almost did the yeast, but there he goes. Son of a bitch. I think that I ran back and hit trade too quick. I should have waited a minute. Oh, I don't really need an S that bad, I suppose. But back to the Uber items. Beast is said to be a great Uber item because it has the Fanaticism aura. And you get that nice attack speed and a few other mods I think make it very desirable. I think it does damage to demons, which the Ubers are demons, but I don't know. But look at that. 50% chance crushing blow. That is epic to have out an item. And the 44% chance deadly strike, that's based on character level, so it just continually increases as you level up. The glacial spike is kind of handy. And a 25% chance to cast it, because it actually freezes them. Yeah, but anyway, maybe I'll cut the video short. I gotta make it too long. And stay tuned, I'll make another video using grief and other combinations and stuff. Like this video if you will. I'm trying to get this channel going up, and you guys have been very supportive, most of you, and it's been growing fast, man, so it's a good time. Because Diablo 2 is coming back. A lot of folks are playing. In fact, word in Tristram is that more people are like playing Diablo 2 than Diablo 3. Or at the least more people are watching it on like Twitch and YouTube over Diablo 3. Might be true, man. It's a word in Tristram. Here we go. Maybe this guy will want it. Let's see what he has to say. Ah, shit, I missed out on an ist. I probably could have had that ist if I would have. Yeah, he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. Is he? But, yeah, I'd appreciate the like if you hit the like button and subscribe. And let me know in the comments section your thoughts on this build and so forth. What the hell's he doing? Alright. I'm the Iceman. More videos to come.